In the following segments of the Daily Halacha, the Wednesday and Thursday shir will Amir Tzashem feature halachas that deal with the laws of Shabbos. We will begin in today's shir with the laws of preparing for Shabbos, the Shabbos preparations. Is it a mitzvah? Is it obligatory for each and every individual to help prepare for Shabbos? In a large home, where you have a mother, a father, children, is there a mitzvah for each individual to partake in the preparations? Or, for example, is the father of the house exempt, halachically, if he has a wife or children that will take care of it for him? Especially if he will be sitting and learning or taking care of other spiritual matters during that time. So the Alter Rebbe rules in chapter 250 of Hilchos Shabbos that even if one has many servants, he is to endeavor to personally prepare all or as much as possible of his Shabbos needs. And the reason for this is because there's a rule of mitzvah ba yesem mibeshlucha. It is better for one to personally endeavor in a mitzvah than to send someone else to endeavor in a mitzvah. The Mishnah Berurah adds that this is the case even if it will come in the expense of his Torah learning. Even if he will have to diminish in his Torah learning in order to help with the preparations for Shabbos, he should do so. The Alter Rebbe rules that in any event, meaning even if one is unable to perform many or all of the Shabbos preparations, or is unwilling to do so, he is nevertheless obligated from the letter of the law to perform at least one act of Shabbos preparation. This is a novelty of the Alter Rebbe, which he explains in the Shulchanaruchharav, number 2 in chapter 250. That it's learned from the Gemara regarding the preparations that Tanoim performed and the Amoraim performed for Shabbos, that every single Jew, even if he's a very prestige Torah figure and a great Torah scholar, and even if it's unusual for him to perform acts such as go purchase items in the marketplace or do other labors, he's obligated to perform at least one Shabbos preparation. To perform more than one Shabbos preparation enters into what we said earlier, that it's a mitzvah, that it's an added mitzvah. But the obligation is to do at least one thing. If a person will only be preparing one thing, or doing a few things, what should he choose to prepare? So the Alter Rebbe explains there in the Shulchanaruchharav that it's best that one personally involve himself with the preparation of the food that is enjoyed most by him. And as he explains regarding the Gemara, that the Gemara states that the Amoraim would prepare the fish, as the fish was most beloved to them, and therefore each person to try to endeavor that the mitzvah, the obligation of preparing for Shabbos should be fulfilled with that food that they most enjoy. The Alter Rebbe continues and says that one is not to hesitate performing even belittling acts for the sake of honoring Shabbos, as honoring Shabbos is itself one's reason for honor. And so do the greatest of our sages, of which each person is to emulate, as the Gemara says, that Rav Chizda would chop vegetables very thin, Rabbi and Rav Yosef would chop wood, Rav Yosef would ignite the fire, and Rav Nachman would tidy the house. And the reason for this is because Shabbos we are accepting Hashem, we are accepting the King into our home, and it is not a matter of belittling for the servant of the King and the owner of the home to prepare and tidy the home for him, and rather he should do it himself than have servants do so for him. As this effort placed in preparing for the master shows the master's importance to him and his awe and honor that he goes out of his way for the preparations in respect of his arrival. Thus, in summary, it's an obligation on every single Yid to do some act of preparation for Shabbos on Erev Shabbos, and the more you can do, the better, as mitzvah bayis and in the shluchai, The mitzvah is greater when you do it yourself. When doing only one act, it is best that act should involve the food that one most enjoys. It's brought down in the Shari Tshuva, in the name of the Arizal, that the sweat that one breaks due to the preparation for Shabbos is auspicious for the erasing of one's sins, just like tears itself. And therefore one needs to exert much effort in honor of Shabbos, as we see that it's something so holy that is actually an union of tikkun, of fixture of sins.